All right, all right, all right. What's up, y'all, man? I have to apologize. I got ready too early, and medicine knocked me out, man. I'm lucky I woke up, but I've been asleep for a while. Anyway, Rocky is not responding. He's not responsive right now, but let's give him a minute. Maybe he fell asleep like I did. Oh man, I'm really, really tired. I'm burnt out, but I was supposed to be up, yo. Anyway, I see a lot of y'all didn't look at the baseball story, but I think a lot of people will look at the story tomorrow. It's about two of my homeboys resting in peace. uh, so it should be pretty good tomorrow. And then it should get even better, hopefully. I got a couple of stories that I'm thinking about doing for y'all. So at this time, I just want to say, welcome to the platform, Rocchead.
What's up? What's up?
What's up with you, man? Long time no see. My viewers asked me about you last night and said,
Man,
the
they
least you
went
can do,
they ain't thinking about me, man.
man,
You know what
they
I'm
said,
saying?
the least you can do is come say hi.
They not thinking about me, man. They following all that other rubbish and bullshit that's out there. All them wannabes and fakes, motherfuckers 60, what, 61, 62 years old, talking about they've been banging since they was 72, since 1972 as a 10-year-old in 1972 and shit. Motherfuckers predicting this and that. Man, they like that kind of stuff, man. That becomes rubbish after a while. You listening, the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I think all the things I've talked on and all the comments I've ever got, maybe two or three people may have said something. But you know what's so sad though?
What's that?
All the guys I went to Tracy with, and every story I said about Tracy just did 40 years and they all out. They all talk to me, they all hang out. One of them just got out talking about, nigga, who the fuck said something about you, Rocchead? Nigga, you was a little nigga handling your business. I said. But it's all good, though, because ain't no one can duplicate Joe Rockhead. Ain't but one of me. Ain't but
Mm-hmm.
one of me. You know what I mean? But anyway, kid told me y'all want to see me. Y'all want to send me high and shit. I mean, I'm not y'all top story no more. I'm somewhere on the bottom. So, I said, let me take a vacation, but honestly, I'm still going to do a special when I go to Vegas when I sit down with Kev. I'm going to break down so much shit. It's going to shake some people up, but I don't give a fuck. You
Uh-oh.
know, I actually don't give a damn. It's going to shake some people up. We're going to talk some truth and some realities and some nonsense. You know, I want motherfucking to prove to me they was living in my hood in 1972, 73. I got proof where I was living at.
Damn.
Motherfucker got to watch out when they talk all that smack. You know, all the stories they tell and the books they write and shit, and everything's a contradiction when you talk too much. But anyway, man, I'm not. Happy New Year's, 2025. I got a little bit more grayer, more handsomer. Women like that gray. You know what I'm saying? I still got all my hair up top of there. I ain't got no bald spots. You got guys younger than me with bald spots, look older than me, you know. But that's what y'all want. Y'all want Rocky to talk a little smack. That's
They
why y'all
do,
miss
for
me,
real.
man. You
They
see that
do, but I
Steelers
wasn't
shirt I
ready
got
for all
on?
that.
They got that Steelers. I got that Steelers shirt on. I'm always Steelers win, lose, or draw. We might have lost four straight. Y'all motherfuckers might be running off with y'all yaps about this and that. But who we are and what we are. We came in not knowing who's gonna be our quarterback. We got two quarterbacks. We came in not knowing so much shit, and for us to still go to the playoffs and win 10 games, not bad. Although I want to see us in the Super Bowl, that's my ultimate goal in the Super Bowl. I'm going to the DR to watch the Super Bowl in the DR in February. I'm gonna go out there and chill. I was since I talked to y'all, I was in Portugal, I was in France. I've been back and forth to DC. I've been enjoying life, man. Motherfuckers talk all this shit. Motherfuckers happy to be in California or Texas or Louisiana. Y'all happy to be in the United States. There's so much more to live for outside of this place. I think next month after I go to DR, I'm gonna go to Taiwan probably in May. I'm just trying to figure places I want to go and see the world, man. Enjoy the world. So when I do pass away one day, motherfuckers say my kids can say our dad lived a hell of a life. He traveled the world. Was institutionalized, fucked up, juvenile delinquents, cold-blooded gangster, the traveling the world, and not worried about nothing. And that's what life is about. We don't start focusing on ourselves. Who gonna focus on us? I still got my program going. I got 13 young men playing college, Division I college ball right now. Got about 5 playing JUCO college ball right now. I'm gonna have a pretty decent team this year. As always, I'm going up against all the shoe companies. I'm still independent, but I like being independent. I mean, I control my own destiny. I've never liked bosses, never liked dictators. My story said all that shit. Same way in basketball. You got Puma, New Balance, Adidas, Nike, all them big time shoe companies. I still got an independent team taking care of business. I could be part of one of them, take their little money they want to give me and be controlled of where to go and where not to go, but I've never liked to be dictated. Go back, listen to some of my shit from back then. I don't like motherfuckers think they my boss. We both men, we bleed together, we use the bathroom the same way. I mean, if you're not gonna teach me something to build me, then you can't tell me shit.
So can
I'm
I talk?
still
Can I say something? Can I speak?
I mean, you told me they wanted to talk to me. They don't want to hear you talk. They want to hear Joe Rocky talk. But
That's
go ahead
true.
then, Kid Mac. Go ahead,
That,
Kid
that,
Mac.
that's true. You got me right
You
there.
you got me on Kid Mac right now, man.
All right, we're gonna take advantage of this. First of all, you mentioned a book. So Mama Boo just texted me while I was asleep. And she said she has a book called As a Black Woman, How to Listen to Your Spirit and Love Our Black Baby Girls. You can order the book
on Amazon.
this link right here on Amazon.com. You can order the book. Also, I wanted to say, Rocchead, yeah, they did want to hear from you. They wanted you to say hi. But Norteno from Salinas Valley has said Rocchead had the best interview on here. I said, you biased because Rocchead was only one. Rocchead and Lil Doc was the only one who spoke about Norteno's. Uh, and
But you can't hold on real quick. You can't hate on them.
yes, sir.
See, all I'm saying is this. I hear a lot of different stories about North Daniel. I hear a lot of different stuff that goes on lately. And every now and then I listen to certain stuff. And I hear young guys say they was North Daniels, but they went to prison in 2000s. See, what happened from 94 on up, I can't speak on prison life because it changed. Sensitive needs and all that other shit. Everybody's high on drugs. I talked to one of my ex-cellies PK from San Diego Crib. He calls me all the time. He said, Rocky, I only deal with 4 or 5 people. Everybody else is high. They got tablets. And I had one phone call in almost 20 years. They on the phone calling me 1,000 times a week. But the North Daniels, people don't understand. And I have yet to see one of these young dudes speak on it because they wasn't there in the late 70s and 80s, early 80s. Is again, the system. The Department of Corrections took every Northern Mexican and put them in Tracy in one unit and isolated themselves from all general populations until 5 to 10 years later, they started letting them out 8 to 10 to 15 at a time for the Southern Mexicans to wipe them out, and they still couldn't wipe them out. They isolated them brothers, man. And them brothers stood their ground, and I supported them 110%. They taught me everything I knew about guerrilla warfare. It wasn't the homies that taught me initially, it was them. So for one speak highly of me, he should show bias because I show bias toward them because they were some killers. Y'all don't get it. Imagine you're Northanger. You at that time you had 13 prisons, no prisons down south, mostly all up north. So you got all up north institutions, and they lock y'all up. They lock a whole cadre of Northangers up and put them in one unit, and isolate them. Then they start shifting them to different prisons to get wiped out. And them motherfuckers still stood up for theirs and still got down for theirs. I mean, you got to command shit like that, man. I fuck with them. I don't know the wishy-washy stuff I've been hearing over the last 20 years about homies like him, homies don't. Man, let me tell y'all something. The car I fuck with from the NF, I fuck with the true car. I fuck with that car when 99 was one of the top guys and all this motherfucking people was real and they supported us Crips 110%. From 1978 to the mid 80s, they supported us, and I supported them until I got out. But okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, Kev.
No, I'm enjoying this. I just peeped when you say you don't like nobody trying to tell you what to do. So I said you could have a show tonight, but one person said no disrespect, but why not just be rock instead of rockhead?
Gotta be Rocky. There's 1,000 rocks out here. A lot of them are rats. A lot of them are snitches. A lot of them are dropouts. A lot of them are weird. Ain't but one rockhead on me.
Somebody said you're the only one on here that pronounces Northanger correctly. So how do you pronounce Northanger?
Me, I just said Northanger NFs.
Okay, so you're not the only one on here that pronounces it correctly.
I mean, just Northangers and NFs. I mean, the Northern
I'm just
Familiar.
checking. I'm just
I
checking
mean,
on
you
you.
know,
Just checking.
I mean, shit. I mean, them was my brothers, man. You know, they always gonna be my brothers, man. They taught a young 17, 18-year-old a whole lot. They taught me a whole lot. They taught me about your body parts. They taught me how to make key shoes. They taught me a whole lot. So when I got in the mix in the mid '80s, early to mid '80s. You know, with the CCO and other situations, I was already a well-oiled machine before I connected with anybody. But the Northangers made sure I was right. You know,
Okay, I got
so.
a question. I got a question.
Hmm.
And that's him right there. That's the guy that Chicano too. What's up with you? I was just telling Rocchead that you gave him props, and so he was responding to the conversation about the Northanger. I didn't finish telling Rocchead. So we actually ended up spending time talking about you and giving you praise and props for your interview on kevmacvideos. How you came out with this hell of a passion, how you was talking like you meant everything you said, and how you actually boosted up some of the audience love for my channel and gained a lot of respect and love and admiration on YouTube with that interview at Oaks Park, man. So I want to thank you again for that.
I mean,
Uh,
I appreciate it, but care, I'm what I am. See, it's consistency. The, you had a couple of weirdos talking about, was I really that hard or was I this the way I talked? But I could go back to 1975, first going to jail in youth authority, and people I did time with then to all the way to 92 when I got out would say, that's Rocchead. I had the same energy. I had the same action. You get what I'm saying? I'm
mhm.
what I am out here. Since I've been out, I mean, I try to be good, but I exploded a couple times and flipped tables over and turned tables upside down and tell motherfucking security, I wish you would touch me, and they'd stand there and look at me. I mean, I've done some stupid shit, but for the most part, I've been good. I mean, I have that edge. When you have that edge, and I was telling some kids this the other day when I be going to the juvenile halls, I said, the difference between me and most people, when I did my time, I didn't care if I lived or died. I didn't care if I ever got out. And that makes a big difference in how you see things. People was trying to get out of jail. I didn't give a fuck one way or another. I was who I was and what I was. I wasn't trying to pretend to be anything. I was an animal. You know what I mean? So they can accept it for whatever they do. But I appreciate y'all having that conversation. Because my energy is my energy, my tenacity, my attitude, When I coach my kids, you saw how I coach. Nigga,
Yeah,
I get in the ass. I bring
yeah.
things. I have college coaches say, Rock, you bring things out of our youth that they don't even realize they have. Because I have a passion for everything I involve myself into. And that passion allowed me to be who I am. That's all.
Yeah, yeah, and I appreciate your passion in that first interview. Check this out. I want to give another shout out to Mama Boo Boo. She's in the chat room. And so, for those that just tuning in, she has a new book out called As a Black Woman, How to Listen to Your Spirit and Love Our Black Baby Girls. The book can be purchased on Amazon.com. So, shout
And,
out
and,
again to
and
Mama Boo.
and y'all need to go get that book for Mama Boo Boo. Hey, it is what it is. Go get that book. She's a beautiful woman. She has a tenacity and an attitude about herself like no other. Me and her did some motivational speaking together. Every time I do motivational speaking, I bring her aboard. She has a real story. She's adamant about what she does and who she is and how she represents herself. Go get that book, man, and support her and go on her page and support that page because you don't have a real black woman, too many real black women that represent the way she represent and she stay away from all that fuckery shit. She stay positive and straight up with her, but she's also a woman that you don't want to cross because she look complicated as well
That's
in
how
a
I
good
like.
way.
That's how I like. But when I met her, she's very sincere, truthful, and she's also passionate about the work that she do. So I'm always appreciate men and women with attitudes like that. So enough of praising Mama Boo for the night. No, but she's really a good woman. Let's see, Kiba. Kiba wants to know if you ever did time with Rock from Main Street.
Honestly, I did a lot of time. Lil Main first was my true ace coon boom for Main Street. Lil Main for Main Street, rest in peace. Droopy was my other one, Big Droop. Um, I dealt with a lot of main streets over the years. I don't remember if I could call a rock. I'm at a homeboy just did 30 years. About 10 years ago, he got out from Main Street. He reached out to me. I didn't remember his name, but he knew exactly who I was. We met and I saw his face and I realized I do know him. There's a lot of names I don't recall because there was so many homies over time. But when I see their face, man, I was in the gym the other day. Hey, Joe Rocchead, you don't remember me? I just did 30 years. I don't remember. But that's not slating who the homie is. But 9 times out of 10, if he was locked up late 70s, all the 80s, early 90s, then 9 times out of 10, I know him.
All
I
right,
know of him.
Dr. Love said, "How about them Pittsburgh Steelers?" And he laughs, Joe Rockhead.
I mean, he want, see, but see, again, you got haters come a dime a dozen. Them Steelers are what they are. We came into the season, everybody who going quarterback, who going to start, everybody talked all that smack. One quarterback went 4-2, one started off good, now he's slacking up. I mean, we came in a situation not knowing what our quarterbacks was going to do. So for us to win 10 games and be in the playoffs and have an opportunity to still go to the Super Bowl, you know what I mean? It is what it is. So you can laugh, but what about them Raiderettes, them Cowgirls, and them 09ers? That's what I'm talking about. So again, you can laugh, but we're going to give the Ravens problems. So you think we're going to go to the Ravens on Saturday and lay down? My money on my Steelers, not because they my Steelers. It's just that's a hard nut. That's a hard nut to crack when you got a rival like that and hatred like that, and all it takes is one or two errors to change the whole game around. First game we was clean, we beat them. Second game we did a fumble that fucked us up and we lost. So it's about errors with us. So we good. So you can smile all you want. I don't know who your team is, but they still isn't nothing.
All right, we got quite a few people. I'm not going to be able to get to all of the comments, you guys. It's easier if it's highlighted, but you got quite a few dudes giving props to the Nortenos, Mexicans, and talking about where they did time with them at Susanville and other places.
Hmm.
So I'll thank you guys for the comments. AFC North always have the best football games.
Of course, we beat up on each other every year.
Truck, rest in peace. I don't know if you mentioned Truck or not. Tell Rocchead I said what's up. Good to see him back on KevMacVideos. That's one of the guys that wanted you to come on here. I got a partner on my sports show. His screen name is Go Young DJ. His real name is DJ. And he want to come on and ask you a couple questions. I don't know if they sports related or questions
He
from the
got, he
media.
got, he got ask me a question. I'm good.
Uh, so I'm gonna bring him up. When he come up, I'll let him ask you the questions. But man, I'm glad you finally came on. How long it's been? 2 years? Man, you took my numbers up. I've been doing good lately. I've been getting 100, about 113 lately. But you got me down near to 200. So it's definitely because of you, not because of me.
I mean, I'm honestly, I'm tired of the most of the YouTube stuff that goes on. Tired of the fuckery, the lies, the want to be tough, want to be great motherfuckers. And just be simple, be you. If you started banging in 76, 77, 78, then that's when your history should start. That's when your story should start. Motherfucker keep saying they banging in 72, 73. You was born in 63, 64. Then it don't add up to me back then. You know what I mean? We got to be truthful with ourselves because we got people are listening. Maybe some youngsters are listening, and we dig into people's situations and find out a gang of lies and misrepresentation. It looks bad on a lot of the people. So I just get tired of all this shit. I get tired and people mention my name, but when they see me, they smile in my face. You know what I mean? But, my name speaks for itself. Ain't no name cleaner than my name in these motherfucking streets. Not even rumors or rumors. But Tomlin shouldn't go. Tomlin's a great coach. Tomlin
I
put
was going to
everything
ask you that.
together. Tomlin put everybody together. It's on them cats to be out there and do what they supposed to do. So if them cats ain't focused, ain't loyal, I mean, again, we got a receiver that's great, but our last six receivers was great, but they felt their own and smelt their own shit. Either they want to be in the league, and they better if they don't look at what's happening with them other receivers that left us, then they don't need to be with us. Them other ones they don't even talk about them other ones no more. You know what I mean? But again, he could only put them in a situation to be able to play and win and be successful. But again, we have a tendency of filling our own shit, and we think that's going to work, but it don't. So hopefully, the young fella wake up and do well and figure it out. But again, our youngsters ain't like they used to be. From the streets, from athleticism to sports to whatever, our youngsters in every from football to basketball to whatever, we are continuing we are continuing failing our youngsters because these youngsters are not listening. These youngsters taking what they have and looking at all this money they got, and they not really understanding, man. As quick as you get it, quick as it's gone. They enjoy immediate gratification, but that's why they call it immediate gratification. It lasts as quick as you got it. And it's sad that they don't have a lot of mentors or they don't want to listen to the right kind of people around them. If they have the right kind of people around them, most of them don't. They just got they got junkies around them. People just want to hang with them because of who they are and what they are and what they got rather than really deal with them. Ain't nobody, you got 8 guys with you. Are you going to check the money, man? Or are you going to sit back and just roll with them? Very few people will check that money, man. Let them know, man. You know what, man? You better slow your roll before you lose all this shit. And if I lose a friendship or association because I said that, then I just lose it. But a lot of these guys today don't want to speak up because they love that free ride. They love that free lunch. You know, when free lunch came around back then, you had the guys you sneak in the back room and steal a couple of bags before they put the other bags out, or sell out a couple of bags to the side. That way, some people don't get it, but they got 8, 9 bags they taking home and shit. Same concept.
Rocchead and myself got one thing in common. We love petite women. I
Oh
smiled when I
boy.
saw that comment.
Travel like
Rocchead,
the
do you
hotel.
know Monte Benson from your hood? He think he just came home.
Monte Benson, what they call him. Again, I'm gonna speak on my hood. If you didn't grow up in my neighborhood in the late '60s and '70s, before I went to jail in '75, 475, I'm not gonna know you. I met a lot of my young homies when I got out, and I met a lot of them in jail. So unless he was in jail with me in the '80s, early part of '90s, late '70s, or he knew me as a little kid when I went to Mayo, running around over there, it's hard for me to say if I know him. 'Cause a lot of homies did 20, 30 years, went in '99, 2000, and get out. But I didn't know them at that time. So when I got out, they went to jail. You know, that don't take away anything from them, but I'm not sure. If I hear the nickname, I'm pretty sure I know the nickname. But most of my young homies in their 40s and 50s, late 40s, early 50s, and lower, I met most of them either in jail or the streets.
All right, DJ, before you ask your first question, let me hit this super chat. Is Jim Brown's American program still going? I hope he visited my hometown years ago to promote.
It's not, honestly, it's not like it used to be. His wife runs it, took control of it. A lot of changes. It's not as big as it once was. Um, a lot of the men who was there in the beginning try to talk to her. She's not talking to them correctly. She want to do things her way. So it's going backwards. But at the end of the day, as long as I got ICANN Youth Foundation, Jim Brown ain't gonna live forever. That's my pops. He gave me life, gave me an opportunity, and I'm gonna keep it pushing on my end.
Uh, all right, DJ, since you don't want to jump in yet, Rockhead, tell us how you met Slick from Campanella Park.
That's my young homie there. That's slick with it right there. I mean, um, how did I first met Slick? I think we was in a meeting bringing the Compton, all the Compton together, and he's in one of the meetings, and we just connected. Me, him, Babu. I always knew Don Juan. Um, I knew most of the mob, most of the original mobs and looters. And I met him during that time. We were trying to bring everybody together, not just the Rips from Compton, but everybody. And that's been my friend ever since. Been to his home personally a few times. You know, he's really a friend and a homeboy from the red side.
What's the deal? What's up, Rockhead?
What's good, man?
I can't call it, man. First, man, sorry in advance. Sorry, what's gonna happen to them Steelers, man. I just, you know what I mean?
I knew I saw that little cheesy ass chump little smile on your face. I knew you was ready to say that shit first, but go ahead.
Listen, man,
Take your punches. Now
I
take your
know,
punches.
I
Good.
know what you're going through because that was my quarterback last season. You know what I mean? And the season before that. So you know what I mean? I just want you to be prepared
Be prepared for what though?
to be for him to go fishing the rest of
Hold
the
on.
team.
Where your team at?
Oh, we got the Bills. We got the
What's your
Bills team.
team?
Denver.
What's your team? Oh,
Denver.
you got them sorry ass Colorado with the rookie quarterback. Okay.
Hey man,
So don't
hey,
let the Bills beat y'all by 30 for y'all go fishing too.
hey, that's cool because I'm gonna bet on it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna bet for the Bills to whoop us like that too. You feel me?
See
I ain't gonna,
again, you're not loyal to your thing,
no. I'm loyal to my team. I'm not
but you're
delusional.
gonna bet against them.
I bet
But you're
with
gonna
my.
bet against them.
I use my mind, not my heart. You know what I mean? That's
All right.
what's up to everybody heart being. But now I use my mind. I know what's gonna happen.
Well,
But at
that's
least
good. I'm glad. I don't know what's gonna happen. I think we got a chance based on our history with them.
no, y'all do got a good history against the Ravens, but you know they've been on the warpath since they lost to the Eagles. You know what I mean? What they don't want like four straight, but I mean they gonna win and then lose in the first, second, and I mean in the next round anyway. So they ain't gonna do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, man, you know I do got a go ahead, kid.
Yeah, let me interrupt real quick. TMC Lifestyle, is Rocchead gonna make a video about what the Hoovers had to say about him?
Hold on. It wasn't the Hoovers. It was one person. It was one person. You call Sule. You call Ajax, Baby Rock. You call even the homie who interviewed everybody. He even said he talked to half his hood and the other half of hoods, and they didn't know what old boy was talking about. So again, people run off with their mouths and they looking for something. I already told y'all who saved my life from Hoover. That was Big Hoover, Clarence Hoover, when he snatched me out that situation. Now, if you saved my life, I didn't know about it. I don't know how you saved my life because I'm always in the joint. I was 100% ready to get out on any given situation. But if you loyal to a group of people and you feel that you want to say something bad about me based on your loyalty to a group of people, then you're gonna say what you're gonna say. Hoover's is some of my greatest allies and friends. Like I said, Ajax just got out there almost 40 some years. When he heard about it, like, who fucking said that? The Babe Rock gave a party out here since he did his 40 years. And even after that statement that brother made, I walked in there with all Hoovers and I'm the only outsider. And every Hoover in there gave me a hug and embraced me, was happy to see me. So again, we got one Hoover. Big Dutch from Eleven Deuces, my cousin. You got one Hoover. So don't take what one person say and run with it. For me to respond or react to other kind of shit, I mean everybody got their opinion, but if you say you stopped something that I didn't know about, but I was ready for it, then that's not considered saving my life. And all he really said, he saved my life, and I wasn't all that. But how many other brothers got on here and said I was all that? I'm just saying, it's opinion. Again, he's loyal to a group of individuals, that I don't see eye to eye with. So he gonna say what he's supposed to say. But I'm not offended by it. I mean, you had another person said about legends. If this person, that person is a legend, they're a legend, but he don't think I'm a legend. I mean, everybody text me about that bullshit. How is an individual gonna dictate who's a legend, who's not a legend? Especially in the inconsistency of all their fucking lies. You know what I'm saying? So that stuff don't bother me. But when I do sit down with Kev Mac, I'm gonna touch a lot of different stuff. I'm gonna break down some stuff, and if people are gonna respond to it, they're gonna have the receipts, and most of them don't. I do, but again, it's not about tick for tat. My name speaks for itself. I've been a solid person, a good person, crazy person, uncontrollable person, but people can't really say too much bad about me. I did Kev Mac thing was 4 or 5 years ago. You don't hear too many bad things about me across the board. So we get two people who says something, and I get 100 texts. You gonna respond? You gonna respond? Man, I don't give a fuck about what a motherfucker feel or say about me. Again, a lot of them motherfuckers say something about me. They see me, they smile in my face or give me a hug with their fake hugs. It's not about on some real shit. It's not about exposing these idiots or these dudes or these brothers. Because every time you say something about anyone, you got four more fingers pointing at yourself. If y'all heard anything I ever said in all my conversations, I've never pointed the finger. I've always took responsibility for my shit. I'm the one that spoke on CCO. Now everybody wants to speak on it. And some people just say I didn't do this, I didn't do that. You know, people always speak on shit when they had an opportunity to introduce it. Even with the CCO part that I dismounted. And I was telling Kev, it's so crazy because in Folsom, in 86, 87, if I'm correct, when that happened on one yard, on in shoe in the back of the one building, and that happened, and I went to the county jail the next day. Three of the homeboys got off the bus to come back from the county jail, and I got on the bus. When I was in 4800, Sam was there. Everybody was there. When the police came to me and said the rank and file of CCO just got hit, they had a big old melee on Folsom Shoe Yard, so we got to put you in high power. Everybody was there. So Sam then went there and got me out of high power. He said Rocchead is no longer a part of that. He played a role in dismantling that. So I went to high power because when I got on the bus, they got off the bus. It was said that Rocchead couldn't do this by himself, and it happened. These are facts. I mean, so when I got back out of high power, I did my thing in 48. Then went back. I got my situation, and they sent me to the unit called 4A, Bedrock, where the rank and file of all CCO members who did not step back was in 4A. So why would they put me in 4A with all the rank and file if that didn't happen on the regular shoe yard? Again, people better really listen to their shit, because that happened. These are facts. Sparks was my next door neighbor. When I came back, Sparks said, Rock, he told me why they made a move on me. So yeah, Rock here, they make sure you had kites coming while they like you was still here and people intercepting kites. You supposed to hit this person, that person, and that person. So motherfuckers feared you. Sparks was there. You know, he say a lot of stuff, but he don't say a lot of stuff he knows. He know what happened on that yard when all the people who stepped back from CCO got off on those who were still CCO and they hit each other. Then they made 4A the headquarters for CCO.
I
I
got
mean,
a,
so
I
again,
got,
people need to understand when I say I dismantled, when I stood up and spoke up for all the homeboys and all the Compton and other Crips and said there's no more CCO on this yard, that happened on that yard in Old Folsom. What happened in other prisons, I can't speak on. When I went to the county jail to 4800, those that were CCO, I told them we all stepping back. But I also told them everybody didn't step back, but the core of us stepped back from that. So I initiated the beginning of the dismantlement of CCO. Did everybody follow? No. But did a lot of people? Yes. You know what I mean? So when people talk Rocchead and do the man, come on with that bullshit. Why I want to lie about some shit like that for? But go ahead, Kev.
I didn't forgot my train of thought.
I mean,
Okay,
what young
so
fella,
so
you got it?
listen.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't want to answer, cool. But you brought it up. So was it true that you had a list of people you was gonna stab when you came back?
No,
Okay, so they lied
no,
on you. That
no,
was the
no,
propaganda.
it was propaganda. Oh, propaganda is a motherfucker. Propaganda, it's been used on the streets. It's used on the social media, the YouTubes every day. Propaganda is the destruction of everything in life because somebody has to win. Somebody has to put something out there to get people to respond in negative ways against those they don't like or those who became their foes. Without propaganda, man, come on, man. The world is based on propaganda, from the White House to the different countries, etc. And it's been used every day. And propaganda was the main reason why I got moved on. Even when I got moved on, I didn't lay down. Stood tall. The
Did you?
police had to come. The police had to come and tackle me and strap me on the gurney because I refused to lay down on the gurney. So I'm just saying, I didn't have a lot of sense. So again, it's just bullshit is bullshit. I don't care about the bullshit. If we get up here and we can talk about some positive stuff, we can talk about the growth of our youth. We can talk about all the kids that's doing really good and got their masters and they double degrees and stuff like that. I just really want with Kev Mac, when I sit down with him, I promised him I would do a step by step thing with him in closing that I will not talk about none of this shit again.
Right, right.
But I gave Kerouac my word. I would do a step by step with him and just break some stuff down and show some verifications of certain stuff and just, it is what it is. People are gonna have their opinions. People have their opinions about me talking tonight. That's their opinion. That shit don't affect me. I'm going to DR and for the Super Bowl, I'll be in Taiwan in May. Think I'm traveling the world. You think I give a damn about what a motherfucker say about me? I lived my life, man. I lived that life. I've done everything negative that you want a man could do. Now I'm doing everything positive that a man's supposed to do. Looking out for his community, teaching and working with youth, going to these juvenile halls and probation camps, trying to instill in these youngsters that they don't want to be like what we had to go through. They can be better than us. You could get out of jail and get a passport and see things bigger than your life. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about. If it ain't about that, and anyone else talking nonsense, then they just some ignorant, dumbass fools who don't want to let go of whatever the shit they hold on to.
I got a question. Back a while back, you used to call me and you would say, I met a youngster from this set, that set, and this other set. So when you talk to those kids in the juvenile system, do you stay Rocchead? Do you stay cussing and adamant and passionate about your conversations?
Yeah, I got sometimes I check myself. There'll be ladies in the room, teachers, women teachers, or lady probation officers, but I'm passionate. I'm very passionate when I got them in that group and I'm talking to them and they trying to convince me, this how it is, this how it's supposed to be. And I'm passionate about, man, you can't set yourself up for failure. You know what I mean? And if I can't be passionate with them, then I can't fuck with them because I need them to feel me and not just hear me, but feel me and understand that I'm giving them enough wisdom so when they ready to make a different choice, when they ready to make a different decision, they can make it and by feeling it rather than just hearing it. You get what I'm saying? And I work with a lot. It's like the other day I went to this little restaurant and this young dude was like, he was ordering something to go and I'm standing behind him to go get seated. He turned around, Rocchead, and gave me a hug. Man, I just got to Silmore, man. It's good to see you. You know what I'm saying? And it makes me feel good. I had young dudes get out and they reach out to me. You know what I mean? And it makes me feel good because there's so much more out here for our youngsters than banging. And like I said, there's consequences when you're banging. You know what I'm saying? And those who want to see something different and feel something different, I got them. Those who want to bang, I'm not trying to encourage them not to bang. They got to figure that out themselves. But if one of them come to me, I'm going to try to educate them and show him and teach him the right way.
Somebody asked, he said, do you remember meeting him at McDonald's in Silmar?
I met this dude. I think he was he was a dark skinned dude. I forgot what neighborhood he said he was from. And I did run into a dark skinned brother at McDonald's when I was out there in Silmar.
Okay,
That
you
was
might
about
be.
2 years ago.
All right. DJ.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I wanted to ask first, man, where did the love for basketball come from? Did you play?
Oh no, man, come on, man. Honestly, some kids was on my street when I was standing in West LA or Fairfax and Point View and Pico, and they asked me to take them to a Slammer Dam game in '94, and I took them. And I asked them, why y'all not playing? I think some of y'all better than some of these players. They was at risk. They was continuation schools, bad grades, thought they was gang members. So they said they gave me all the reasons why they should be playing. So I went to Gym House and I spoke about that. And I went to Gym House and I told some kids, I said, man, I want to do my own team. So I went to Gym House and Jim gave me 15 racks to take two teams to Vegas. And I saw how happy they were to be outside their city for the first time. And I understand that because before I went to jail, before I started going to boys' homes, I couldn't tell you shit about LA. All I knew was Long Beach and Compton. My grandmother bought a house in the late 50s in Compton. Her sister bought a house in Long Beach in the late 50s. So half my family from Insane, the rest of us from Oaks Park to Santana. And I never been nowhere else. So when I took them kids to Vegas, they never left Watts, Long Beach, Compton, LA, the Valley. And they was crying one day. I said, why y'all crying? Because we lost every game. No, coach, I've never been outside my neighborhood before. This is different. And I'm like, you know what? I just fell in love with it. And the more I fell in love with it, the more I started building on it, the more I built on it, the more success I started having. I started getting kids to college. Um, and that made me feel some kind of way that I could give these type of youth who never thought, let alone that finish high school, let alone go to college. So I became addicted to it.
Rocchead, did you know your homeboy Heron on the street or just from prison?
Big Heron Street. I mean, no, actually jail, all jail from YTS on up.
All right, DJ.
Where do you think that you got the warrior mentality from? You know, because you know a lot of people, especially in these situations where we come from, you know, we taught to be soldiers. You know what I mean, and fall in line and listen to somebody else. You know, so where do you think that you got your warrior mentality from? Especially, you know, being locked up at such a young age, you probably didn't get that lesson on the
You
streets.
know, I never, I don't know my biological father, but I know he was in Luke Air Force Base. You know, he's an airman and whatnot. My mother, over time, I found out how brutal she was. I mean, my mother was vicious, pretty. I didn't realize all this. She never drank, never smoked, still don't. 80 years old. She told me a story about 10 years ago how she, um, my older sister's dad, she saw him out with another woman, and she walked up to him and said, "This is what we doing," and he slapped her, and she got up, broke a beer bottle, and sliced him up from head to toe. You know, another time I was locked up. My sister said she told mom that her husband was cheating with a white lady in bed. She hit her husband in the head, one of them hard phones, and pushed the lady through the window, big picture screen window, and started beating on her and stepping on her. So my mother had a very mean streak, always carried a gun. And maybe I never drank, never smoked, never did anything. And I think a lot of it probably came from her angers. She had eight of us, six of us by the time she was 21, you know, seven different baby daddies. And she raised us and she always had a three-bedroom, you know, four girls, four boys. And we never needed for nothing, you know, but she was strict as hell. That stitching cord, was her main thing. So I don't know. Just growing up fighting that male every day. When kids used to clown me, that's not your brother, that's not your sister. We all got different last names. I used to fight. I used to get swats at school and whoopings at home with the stitching cord.
Mm.
You know, and Went to juvenile when I went to boys' homes. I'm always the only dude there from Compton, so I'm fighting all these dudes from different parts of LA and whatever. Always fighting and fighting, and I say, you know what? If I'm gonna fight, I'm gonna be the best fighter out there. If I'm gonna get out and be the best. You know what I mean? I just told myself in YA at one point, I'm gonna be the baddest and coldest Compton Crip to ever live behind these walls. And that was the attitude I carried. And if an older homeboy wasn't guiding me or telling me or showing me the right way, I was going up against him as well. That's why I tell people I have a lot of older homeboys that people typically call big homies. But Norwoods and my uncle and all, they never called me little homie. You know what I mean? That's the homeboy. Boo boo them, never, that's the homeboy. And I always felt that if you're gonna call somebody a young homie or your big homie, it has to be the right kind of representation. And I've always had that in me that you just can't. I just can't look at you a certain way. You want me to look at you when you know different than me. You're supposed to set an example. If I can't get that example, then I have an issue with you. You know what I mean? So I think most of it became natural. It's come out of my mother, as I don't know nothing about my father's side. But a lot of it came natural. A lot of it just came being angry all my life as a kid.
Who taught you the most about Black history when you got locked up?
CCO, CCO.
No one.
Learn Swahili. It just again. I only had sixth grade reading levels or whatnot, and reading them books and doing book reports. That's why I keep telling people. People want to trash things so much. CCO gave me a balance. It taught me the disciplinary things ways I never had. It allowed me to become more disciplined than I wasn't. But I read books and did book report. It really helped my comprehension. There was a lot of good with CCO, a lot across the board. But because of certain situations and certain individuals that poisoned it at the end, everybody think the whole thing was always bad, but it wasn't all. You know what I mean? And that was my thing. That was always my thing about it. So um, I've studied, Black history. I've done book reports on it. I've done a lot.
Yo, I always wanted to know if you had these good things from these two organizations, Blue Note and CCO, where do the conflict come in if the agenda is the same?
You know, hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
No, but you hear stories, mixed signals about one pitted against the other, etc. I think that like the Panthers, the U.S., the Bloodline, the UBN. It's just that for whatever reason, we as a black race in general, we refuse to stand solid and tall together. We refuse to. Everything can sound gravy and good, but someone gonna look for something that's not good in something. You know what I mean? And I just think it just happens. You got one group, that felt that they were really the real Crips because they was pushing the Crip line. You got another group, was pushing the Crip line, but was also pushing blackness. You know what I'm saying? So when you have that, and you got some Crips that's Crips, like man, fuck that, we ain't get with that black shit. You know what I mean? It just divide and conquer. But at the end of the day, both sides at the end of the day start learning about themselves as black men. It just again, it's hard for us as a black race as black men to really stand up and represent something as one without someone getting jealous, without someone just being real and honest. We don't know how to be honest with one another. You ain't gonna never see, and it's sad, uh, groups of blacks coming together and say, this is our movement, this is what we gonna do. You always have it in pockets. But the history of us before our generations, from the Panthers, etc., we always been self-destruct from within, from selling out, etc. So it's just not about CCO or Blue Nose or this or that. It's about the history of black men. You have the house nigga who's in the house. You have the people on the slave picking the cotton. You got a lot of weird stuff going on.
Somebody, God's King, asked a couple times, what's the most important thing to teach a teen or a young man today?
I got an answer for that.
Be truthful. Show them there's a better way. Communication always help. When you don't communicate, that's when things escalate. And just being real with them.
What's your answer, DJ?
My answer to that is accountability. You teach a young man accountability, that he's accountable for his own actions, and whatever happens in his life is a result of his own actions, then he's not gonna have nobody else to blame. He's gonna put the blame on himself. As men, especially as young men, even when you get with these women, a lot of these women don't come from a household of being taught. Like, their parents taught them how to get by, but they don't teach them how to be good. For the most part, don't teach them how to be, good women, good wives, stuff like that. As a man, if you can't be accountable, you can't lead nobody else. And in a household, in a relationship, you have to lead it. That's what a man's job is. You know what I mean? So if you're not gonna be responsible for your own actions, and if you're gonna blame other people and point fingers, then you're gonna end up in a messed up situation. I think that's the first thing that we should teach the youth or a young man.
See, but we can teach them that, but it all starts with some kind of communication. They got to get there. They're not gonna automatically be there. So we teach the responsibility, self-determination from I can to I can. Yeah. And when Jim first brought it to me, I pushed it to the curb. I told him I ain't listening to that bullshit. But once the communication continue ongoing, and I start realizing, shit, I am the problem. You get what I'm saying? But it takes communication. We can walk up to a kid like, hey, this is what I want you to do. That kid ain't 9 times 10 ain't gonna do that. It's gonna take constant communication over time, and you being consistent, and they seeing how you carry yourself. It's like a lot of guys into this life about changing lives and doing different things in the streets and working with youth. Some got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. I had a homeboy call me, hey, Rock, man, I need to talk to my son, man. He in the 6th grade, claiming 60s and smoking weed. I said, you claiming 60s? Yep. You smoking weed from him? Yep. There's nothing I can do for him. Right. The example is much bigger than anything in life because they feed off them examples with communication.
Yeah, the majority have 1 foot in, 1 foot out because almost all the guys that's running an organization with kids is going to tell you, I'm from such and such, but I got these kids. I'm from such and such, but I work with this. So, yeah. And then you're not going to abandon your homeboys or your set just because you got something good going on. But there are a couple people.
See, but again, it's not about abandoning anyone. It's about respect. If your homeboys and your hood respect you and respect what you represent and how you doing things, then it's easy.
Yeah.
But if your hood calls you and know you out there doing positive stuff and something go down, and they call you and they expect you to come and get on with them, then that's a bunch of bullshit.
I agree.
And when you got guys, when I say guys that ride fish, you got guys that really banging and still out there trying to save lives. So you got guys out there really out there, and they really don't give a damn about that other lifestyle. All I got to tell youngsters, I'm going to always be from Compton, but I ain't got a bang Compton. I'm going to always be from Compton, but I don't have to bang Compton. Because you know where I'm from. When I walk in your hood, when I walk in front of somebody and talk to a youngster, you know where I'm from. You know what I represent, but do I have to represent it openly? Or can I continue doing the work that I do? All my youth programs, all the juvenile hall to my basketball programs, they all know my history. I share my history because I want them to understand who they dealing with and what they dealing with. I share it with their parents. So I ain't nobody ever going behind my back. You know, he was this, he was that. Now, when they see me on the streets, they see me in a bar, and they see me like, oh shit, Rocchead really believe in his work. They see me doing the opposite. Oh, this motherfucker's a hypocrite.
Right. I'm just reading a comment.
I agree with you. You got to be the living, breathing example, for these kids and for the youth. And, also some like you spoke on earlier with the book reports and stuff, they got to be taught comprehension too. So, you comprehend and then you understand what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? So that's step one is comprehension. But I think the most important is, teaching accountability. From there, it goes on, and we help each other. Also, as a people, if we can teach each other that you have an obligation to help your people, we'll look at each other a lot differently, in my opinion. You know what I'm
You know,
saying?
when I ask a lot of youngsters in juvenile hall and they be talking that smack, I said, let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all think your homies want y'all to be in jail and want y'all to be fucking up in here? Or do you think your homies, when you get out, how can you help your hood? Oh man, they want me to bang. No, they don't. I said, imagine you doing something positive, you get out and things change. How do you help your hood without destroying your hood? You bring back the positivity. If you got something going on that's positive and your hood could be affected by it, and you telling me your homeboy wouldn't want you to walk around and do that?
That's a fact.
But again, you have ignorance in everybody's hood. You have people that's fucked up, but sometimes these youngs will be trying to make you believe that they older homies are really pushing this fucked up line on them to be fucked up. You may have it inadvertently, just like when I dealt with the homeboy, one of the college coaches in Florida. He called me, "Hey, Rock, man, I got a kid playing in this neighborhood, and the dude from neighborhood out there saying the LA branch is saying he got to come put work in and leave college." So I called the neighborhood, one of the homies, and told him about it. I put him on thread with the coach. And they made them niggas come from Florida out here to LA and said, nigga, that dude in college, why the fuck we want him to bang if he's in college trying to make something out of himself? You get what I'm saying? People start believing this bullshit and riding with it, but in reality, unless they being held accountable or checked, this bullshit gonna continue going on.
Yeah. I'm a product of that. I'm a product of people I grew up around saying, man, you could be better than us. You know what I mean? Go to school, go to college. You know what I mean? Had it not been for that, I might not have been in college. I would have been right there.
That's what more people should be pushing now, man, in the 2000s.
Yeah. And you if that's all you know, then that's all you're gonna do. It's a cycle. Just like you said, about how your mom didn't, smoke and drink stuff like that. I got two kids. I got two daughters. They will never see me drunk, high. I don't do that. You know what I mean? I don't get drunk. I don't smoke, none of that. And so, that's the cycle that I'm gonna try to create, is that my kids don't see me do it, and they won't want to do it. I remember I think it was Kev, he was interviewing Big U, and he said the same thing. He never seen his father smoke and drink, so he never did it. You know what I'm saying? So
I smoke cigars now and drink a little, you know what I'm saying, a little red wine time to time, but
but
hey, I'm
nobody see you drunk, passed out, you know what I mean?
oh
Tripping.
no, never that.
That's
Never
what I'm
that.
talking about. Like, if you do your little thing, like, do your thing, but in moderation. Like, But if your kids and people that's looking up to you is seeing you out here drunk, high, faded, making irrational decisions, man, they're gonna think it's cool. They're gonna do the same thing.
Let me say something to that, because that's a fact. Kids will pick up what they see, not just their parents, but anybody doing. It could be selling dope, pimping, using drugs, beating up women, touching on women inappropriately. But let me say this, because there's no handbook for parenting. Everybody raised their kids differently. There's no law about how you're supposed to parent. So I'm gonna give you two examples. Me, I showed my kids everything I did. Cooking rock in the kitchen, smokers coming to the house, me grabbing a gun, take my son in my low riders all the time, homies coming over shooting. I would take my son to dice games where everybody got guns and police hit the backyard. My niece, she's into music and all this rap shit, all this cussing and going crazy, and she cusses in front of them. She has different men come through. None of her kids been to jail. None of my kids been to jail. All of her kids, not all of them, but 3 of her kids went to college. All 3 of my kids went to college. 2 graduated from college. I think it's more to it than what you show them. I think you're more on point, DJ, when you said they see you high and drunk. I think if you go over the limit, like you said, moderation, I think then it becomes a part of you don't respect your parent no more. Because a kid to get tired of a drunk parent, it's irritating. And it's not very respectful, because they're going to see the mother disrespect them, the friends disrespect them, the grandmother, and they're going to follow along with that attitude. So I think it's a little more to what you show them. I think it's more so
absolutely
kind of back to what you said about accountability. I think if you teach your kids about accountability and let them know, hey, I'm grown. I put the roof over your head. I pay the bills. You ask me for school clothes and the money to go out. I think they'll respect you a lot more than a parent that can't do that because they spent all their money drinking.
Yeah, I'm a product of that too. You know what I mean? I was that kid going with my pops everywhere. You know what I mean? And even if, even when my mom and pops get into it, the first thing mom's going to say when pops leave is take your son with you. You know what I'm saying? So, I was that kid, he dropped me off down the street and he go up the street and I'm running. We run into each other because I'm running the street and he running the street too. You know what I mean? And those same type of things too, dice games, dope games. I mean, dope houses and stuff like that. But
and you turned out good. You went to college.
Yeah, but had that been my only vision, what I would have been like, this is what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my pops put stuff in my hand. You know what I mean? And like, get you some money. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I had to know that I wanted something different. You know what I mean? It came with me, and it came with, like I said, the homies being like, hey, you know what I mean? You got an opportunity. You can be better than us. You know what I mean? And
that's the same thing with my only son. It's like on his mother's side, all his uncles from Atlantic Drive, and one from South Side, the oldest one. But the rest are all Atlantic Drive, and all their kids, was in and out at 14, 15, 16 years old. And one day he called me, hey, Dad, come get me. It's like 1 a.m. I'm like, aren't you with your cousins? Yeah, but come get me anyway. And I'm ready to get, knock something down. But something just told me go get my son. Man, you got to go and go get my son. I said, what happened? I just want to be around. They was putting stuff up their nose, drinking, all kind of gambling, all that stuff. I didn't want to be around them. I'm a hoopster, Dad. And imagine if I didn't go pick him up. You know what I mean? He only got one fight in his life. He got a college degree. And again, I always told him, I don't ever want you nothing like me. So I want you better than me. And I showed him through my examples. And he has a temper or whatnot, but I've always kept that in check. When he thought he was a man at one point at 17 and stood up, I hit him in his chest, he hit that wall and sat down and said, Dad, You gonna hit your only son like that? That's when you think you're a man. I am. You
Did
know,
you whoop him?
so
Did you whoop him with
nah, nah.
extension cord?
I ain't never whooped. I hit him one time in his chest. I ain't never had a problem. My thing with my kids was I would pop my daughters in their lips sometimes. Just pop them when they start running off with their mouths, but I never whooped them. I wasn't
Mhm.
gonna do what my mother did because what my mother did to me and us, it really didn't help me. It made me worse. You know what I mean? I try to do something different by communicating and constantly communicating with them. Even as a father, my first real 14 years trying to be a father was rough for me. I didn't know how to be a father. Me and my 25 and 24-year-old talk about that all the time. Dad, we was this and that. You didn't know what the fuck you were doing. And I didn't. I was institutionalized. I get out, and I didn't understand nothing. I figured if I'm a dad, I'm just that protector and I'm gonna be who I am. But it's more than just being a protector as a dad. Out of all my kids, what? Yeah, one daughter, gang bang. Out of six daughters and one son. One daughter gang bang, one daughter kept running away when she prostituting, my youngest. But I got three to graduate from college. You know what I mean? So again, it's hard being a parent in one sense, but I think over time I've gotten better. I have a really cleaner relationship with most of my kids, and I just try to be the best I can for them when they need me at this time, because they all up in their 20s and 30s and 40s now. You know, but
DJ, you criticize OG Bam,
What the fuck?
DJ?
What I ever said about Bam? I ain't never said nothing about Bam.
Man, these dudes, man, with these comments.
I ain't
what
Bam ain't
what
never came
happened?
out of my mouth. I see you criticize him a lot. Have you ever heard me say anything about Bam?
No, that's why I asked you the question.
Bam ain't never even came out my mouth. Like, where'd that come from? This is crazy.
A lot of times, DJ, because I'm a victim of this. Sometimes you be talking in general, and people will think they know who you're talking about and just make you be talking about that person.
That's true.
That's a head scratcher because Bam, of all people, like that threw
DJ
me for a
usually
loop.
only talk about sports, and then he came and
Yeah, I'm
talked
like,
about
how I like
politics.
what the like how that, that's just crazy to me. But I wanted to ask Rocchead, even with the kids that even didn't go the route that you wanted them to go on, do you feel like you failed or I guess that's the question. Yeah, do you feel bad about that? Like you failed or you did the best you could with what you had and they chose
I
their own
don't
route?
I don't like when I can't reach a youngster, but I also understand that they had to learn like I learned. I was stubborn, I was big headed, I didn't want to listen most of the time, and I happened to survive. And I just hope those who don't listen that they can survive long enough until they can wake up. It's a big disappointment to me, but I also understand that each youngster, each person has their own vision of what they going through and what they think they going through and what their surroundings look like for them. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I want to save all of them, but I know that's not realistic. If I can save one and he can save someone else, I'm happy. My success rate with my basketball programs is 90%, 98%. My success rate in the juvenile system, I think it's 50-50. You know what I mean? And I do pretty good. And some youngsters I can't reach. They act like I act when I was that young. They don't want to listen. They want to, be disturbance. And then, again, and then when I catch them slipping, and I kind of like catch them slipping and stuff, they be like, no, what's up? Oh, no, it's just OG, man. I'm just not feeling all that. That's okay. You ain't got to feel it today, but, you do listen sometimes, don't you? Because again, a lot of them are really searching, man. A lot of them really don't know. A lot of them, you don't know if they're getting 3 square meals a day. You don't know if they mom there or they dad there or they parents on drugs. You're dealing with a whole lot. So to criticize or destroy these youngsters is wrong. You know, you got those who don't listen, you got those who want to work with you, you got those who don't want to be nowhere near you. You know what I mean? So it just I'm so into these youngsters and in a way that I want to see them succeed. I've seen for years what we as youngsters went through when I was young in the system. And the hundreds of homies that was there. And I just try to when I share these stories with them and I try to enlighten them, I just want them to like just that little bit to say, damn, big homie talking some real shit. Or the homeboy talking some real shit. Then one day they might be in the streets, one day they may be in the system, and something may click and say, damn, he did say this. Let me try something different now. You get what I'm saying? And I can't save everybody, and I know I'm not. But I just try to be the best person. I never had a this is what I tell people. I never had a me for me, so I try to be all I can for our youngsters. You know what I mean? And that's what I live and thrive off of more than anything.
What
And I
what
say,
about
I
what about as a parent?
I
Like
mean, as
even with your own kids, like maybe if they didn't go the right path or something, how you
I,
feel about that?
again, I feel honestly, I had to learn when I ran away, when I had an opportunity going back home and sleeping in a warm bed, and I didn't want to choose that. I'm the same way with my kids. If I keep coming to get you and you keep running out that door and keep running away, then I need you to learn the way I learn. Hopefully you can survive it. Hopefully you can beat through this system and figure it out sooner than later. And that's just how I was with my 18-year-old daughter. She ran away at 15. I ain't seen her in 3 years. But now she got a baby. But like at homies try to snatch her a couple times and bring it to me. And they almost get arrested because the police see something different. So I just tell the homie, leave her alone. That's what she want to do. Let her do. She'll learn one way or another. And that's just how I believe. People are you cold blooded. No, I'm not cold blooded. It's at a time in our lives that even as parents, if I'm rebellion and I'm not listening, I'm gonna be disrespectful in the household and I'm gonna do what I want to do, then let me learn. Let me figure it out myself and see if I'm gonna go home to a warm bed and listen and pay attention, or I'm gonna do the best I can in them streets. And hopefully I can live through it and survive. And that's how I am with my kids. They gonna learn one way or another.
Yeah, that's
Anything else, Karen Mac, before I let you go, man? I
No,
gave you I gave you
DJ had
I
a
gave
few
you
questions, but thank you for staying for over an hour.
I gave you an hour and a half, man.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? I gave Karen Mac Maniacs. Hey, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate young DJ and his questions. Again, you know, don't think I don't fuck with Karen because y'all don't see me or hear from me. I really fuck with Karen. That's my guy. It's my homeboy. And it just there's so much fuckery on the social media now. It just it's disgusting. It's sad. Um, the bullshit, the propaganda, the wannabe shit, wannabe something you could never be in your life. Just be who you are today. It just so much goes on, and I be getting my hits at some time, and sometimes if I'm bored, I look and say that's why I don't get on. But again, I did promise Kev Mac that one I'm gonna do that, and today when he called me, and I don't mind coming on talking about stuff like this, fatherhood, um, manhood, or youth, um, and some other little stuff I don't mind throwing out there. Get clarity, more clarity about things because we all need clarity at times in our lives. Because the more you can educate someone, and if someone young like DJ's on and listening and eating it up, then one day he may have to talk to another youngster and he get information from me and others that he can share something based on what he experienced. It's about each of us help the other become better. You know, so I don't mind at all. And I love the platform. And I'm always going to support the platform. You know, so the McCav Maniacs, man, I appreciate y'all staying tuned for this time and keep continuing supporting Kev. Cause let me tell you something. He honest. he honest. He might go get rent money today and gamble it off tomorrow, but at least he honest. A lot of people don't share their truth. A lot of people hide from their truth. But he's honest, you know, but he's a good dude, good man, obviously a great father. Um, and it's 2025. Let's start off 2025 at a jump off to build and grow, and hopefully, you know, make something out of what we want to do in life. But with me, again, I'm at a stage of my life. I'm always going to work with the youth, work with the kids, but I'm also going to take time out and travel the world.
That's good. That's good to see a black man travel the world to come out the city. Look, I'm glad you mentioned that I'm your homeboy. We talked about that yesterday too, that or the day before. I had told them that you really are my homeboy, like really my homeboy. Like we really have conversations and you really ask me how I'm doing and if you can help me out, you will, even when I don't ask. And I told them that, like, forget what set he from, forget his interview and who he is. Aside from that, you really are my homeboy.
But you know what's so crazy about our sets, our neighborhoods? Some of my greatest friends are from different hoods, more so than my hood. And I say that because I never had a chance to go to high school or middle school with all my childhood friends. My high school or middle school was jail. And
Mm.
imagine you got these guys in jail with you and they just like you. They hard, they cold blooded, they killers. And we gravitate toward each other and that's all we know. And some of my greatest partners are from different neighborhoods. I mean, Sule from Hoover is very special to me, man. Very special. He calls me all the time and check on me. I ain't heard from you, Rocchead. You know what I mean? Speaking of Slowpoke from EPG the other day, we did a lot of time together. You know, speaking of who else? I spotted Ajax for the first time in 40 years. Last time I talked to Ajax, it was in 80, 81. You know, now he's out. It's just these my guys, man. I've got real relationship with homies from outside of Compton. That's everything to me. You know
Man,
what I
look,
mean? That's everything to me, man.
I got a bone to
And
pick with you, man.
what's that?
Finish your and first.
Huh?
Finish your and part first.
Man, I'm good.
All right. So you want to name A-Tray gangsters and Hoovers. What about my homeboy Mumpy?
Oh shit. No. Mumpy. Come on, man. Mumpy, my ace coon boom. Mumpy, man, we went back to back against everybody. Mumpy, he see me, man. He walk up to me. He hears something. I said some stupid shit, or I got mad at somebody. Mumpy hunt me down. Like, nigga, what you doing, Rocchead? We don't do that no more, nigga. We living life. You know what I mean? Mumpy literally hunt me down. You know, my homeboys from Five Deuce Broadways. I mean, I could name all these hoods. Harlem, Big Bob from Harlem, Ace Coon Boom. You know what I mean? The Raymonds. I mean, I could name all these hoods, but like Mumpy is one of my top three guys, man. He's one of my top. If I put him in numbers, Mumpy's one of my top three. He's very special to me.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
one of my homeboys just told me he seen you at Looney's party. And I said, yeah, Rockhead told me, but he really didn't know what was going on. Big Looney.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
look, and what was I gonna say about what my audience don't know, I never shared with them. About 2 years ago, Mumpy had promised to do an interview with you. and you said, let's tell them how we went back to back. Mommy said, oh, we gonna do that, but I'm gonna tell them who Rocchead really is, good or bad. He said, I'm gonna tell the truth. And so me and you been looking for that interview, man. So every time I talk to Mom, man, when
Now
we
you know
doing
what, man? I probably see Mumpy this weekend, and I'm gonna holler at him, man, and tell him, man, I'm got to come and do that for you.
yeah.
Because Mumpy's a man's man. He's the real deal. I mean, Money Mike was one of my other top dogs.
Damn.
Rest in peace. You know what I mean? I've had some relationships, some solid relationships with some strong brothers all through LA County, man, and they still my friends and my brothers and my homeboys and my Ace Coon Booms right now today. When you do time with brothers, man, and that's all y'all know, you know what I mean? And you build that bond and it's still there, that speaks volumes because you got friendships on the streets don't last as long as my friendships have last over time. You know, Amp Loke from out of Grape Street. You know, he did like 30 something years, been out about 20 something years now. You know, it's just so many names I could mention over time that I can pick up the phone right now and call each one of them brothers. Let's go have lunch. Let's go have breakfast. We connect and chill and just be us. You know what I mean? If I take a picture with every homeboy I call for breakfast, you motherfuckers be fucked up because they all either older than me or a year or two younger than me or my age. Y'all be fucked up because we do that. I do that with my loved ones. They my real loved ones. You know
All
what I
right,
mean? And that's
we gonna close out y'all in 3 minutes, but Rob Moses said, last question, Rocchead, give us your Steeler Ravens score prediction, please.
gonna be a low scoring game. We should if we don't make no errors. I know if I shoulda, coulda, woulda, but that game is based on who make the most or least errors. If we play a solid game with no errors, we should win by 3 points.
Have
If
you ever
not,
considered writing a book?
actually
If
I
so,
started already. I started already, and the guy who's writing it, he had a brain tumor, had surgery in his brain or something, so he's rehabbing right now. So the A&E Network is still working on selling my story. So I got a couple things out there now. So I'm just waiting. It's a process, you know.
yeah, Russ can't be turning that ball over like he did last time they
So
played the
he
Ravens.
did.
That's
If
my
it's
point. We did some. We had the. Like, if y'all notice, the 4 games we lost, we had a fumble that Najee turned over, which changed the whole dynamics of the game. We lost by less than 7. Then Russ threw that one interception. And then Warren had a fumble on the 1 yard line. We lost that, but less than 7. Every game that we turned the ball over, we lost less than 7. Same thing with Cincinnati. The last 4 games, it was turnovers that dictated our loss. And
Mm-hmm.
that's part of football. But
Yeah.
we have a real chance of beating the Ravens because of the hatred we have for each other, and both teams gonna try to be perfect. And like I said, man, I'm not never giving up on my Steelers, man. I'm Steelers or nothing.
Cowboy, real quick. Cowboy said, but he hasn't thrown no more than 8 picks this year. Russ throwing a pick is an anomaly. But I noticed I said turnover because Russ fumbled on the 1 and the 5 yard line in recent
And that
weeks.
now that shit he did, nigga slide. If he slide, we
Yeah,
won the game.
yeah.
He wanted a touchdown so bad to prove a point to me, to prove a point to all the naysayers. He really wanted that touchdown.
yeah.
Rather than sliding, he stumbled and turned the damn ball over. And that changed the whole narrative of our game.
Mm-hmm.
He don't win close games. Anytime the game is on the line and it's down to him, all he got to do is go down and score. He gonna mess it up like somehow.
It's just like this Saturday. How you get sacked when it's 40 something seconds, no timeouts,
Exactly.
and we got a chance to get a field goal to win the game.
He act like he don't know that he could throw the ball away. And he was like that in Denver. You know what I mean? Holding on to the ball too long,
Yeah,
standing in
but
the
why you keep bringing the Denver? But in Denver, He led the lead in passing yards and touchdowns. I heard,
Yeah, but he
and
didn't
didn't
win no
finish,
games.
and didn't finish the last 3 games. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
he ain't bad. He ain't terrible.
I ain't saying he's terrible, but I'm just like when the game is on the line, I need him to come through. I need my quarterback, no matter who it is, to come through. Because if it's Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes going down the field, he gonna score. If it's Josh Allen,
He a different kind of guy. You talking about different animal now?
but that's the animal I need on my team. You know what I mean? I need
Who's
that.
your
I don't
team though?
need
When
no
last time y'all won a Super Bowl?
with Peyton in 20 what was that
Don't
16?
don't stutter.
When was the last time y'all won one?
12 years ago.
Exactly. Yeah, we won one before that.
Okay, but we got 6 of them. How many y'all got?
Don't forget. Well, that's irrelevant. You know what I mean?
You know, it's very relevant because people trying to catch up to us.
Yeah, but you want to go all the way back to when they had leather
I'm doing
helmets.
that. I'm Dave. Now they didn't have leather helmets. I got the leather helmet right now, but they didn't have leather helmet 74, 75, and all that shit. But it's okay though.
Roethlisberger,
Huh?
Big Ben.
Yeah, Big Ben.
You know, Big Rothenberg, Terry Bradshaw,
Yeah,
Lynn Swan, Louis Lips,
Right?
Starworth,
But that's what he
Jack
said.
Ham,
He
Jack
said
Lambert, all
but
that. They some heat.
that
That
was
was
his
some
point,
heat.
though. He ain't talking about way back then.
yeah.
So
I ain't
I was
talking
saying,
way back.
Ben
You
is
got
already
to.
like,
When you talking about Super Bowl, you got to talk about Super Bowl. Ben went to 4 Super Bowls when he was with us.
that's
That
what I'm
wasn't back
saying.
then.
That's
That
a
was my
fact.
That
point.
wasn't back then. He
That
won
was
2
my
and lost
point.
2.
Yeah, like Peyton took us to 2. You know what I mean? He lost one. Won.
Peyton ain't shit.
Man, stop it. He one of the best to ever play the game.
No, Peyton ain't shit.
He won one in Indianapolis and in Denver. Could have won
Like I
2.
said,
Our
hey,
defense was.
coulda, shoulda, woulda, because our defense. Okay,
I'm used to them banners.
just win a playoff game for me, man.
That's what I'm trying to do. Yes, I want. I want to. I want to
Don't
get it all. I want
don't stutter. You see, you like stuttering right now. I didn't know you was a stutter.
I ain't usually, but I want to win it all. I don't want to just win a playoff game. I don't want to get barely there. I want that trophy. You know what I'm saying? And we got a
So
rookie
y'all,
right now.
y'all play Sunday. No, he ain't a rookie when he got all 18 games in. He's not a rookie no more. It's 2025.
He ain't never seen a
He a
playoff
sophomore.
in his
He
life.
a sophomore. No, don't do that.
Nah, he ain't
Don't
never seen
justify that. That don't mean nothing. He's 2025. He's a sophomore now.
a battle, man. It's an
So
uphill battle.
your excuse is
I ain't got
he's
no
a
excuse.
rookie. He never played in a playoff game before. So it's okay for him to lose.
No, that's not an excuse. That just means
But that's what you're saying. No,
no. I'm saying my
no.
expectations is low. I'm not saying that he going to lose or we will. I'm saying my
But you are
expectations.
saying y'all gonna lose.
Because you betting
You
on the
said
bill.
you
Yeah, I'm
said
betting on
Buffalo gonna
the.
smack
That's
your
not saying
ass.
we'll lose, but that's
But but
edging one.
but from
That's
my
edging.
understanding, from what my understanding, y'all got one of the top defense in the league.
We always got one of the top defenses in the
Now,
league.
see, we didn't say always because y'all didn't do shit last year.
Yeah, but we
Now,
still
say
had the top
always.
defense in the league
Well,
last year.
again, y'all didn't do shit. Y'all didn't make the playoff last year.
We still
All I'm
had the
saying
top
is,
last year.
you telling me you're not gonna put your money on one of the top 5 defenses in the league against Buffalo.
No, sir. Cause I said we couldn't even beat the Bengals. If we would have beat the Bengals, we wouldn't have to worry about.
But the Bengals are good. They just started off fucked up.
They trash. They're not even in the playoffs. Last
Well,
2 seasons.
they kicked y'all ass.
Exactly. That's my point. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna put my money on them. We can't beat the Bengals. We can't even beat the Chargers. There's no way we're gonna beat the Bills. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be realistic,
Hey,
especially with my friends.
DJ, you can't fuck with me when it comes to sports, homie. Just go ahead and retire. Get some sleep. Write some notes down. Next time you might catch me.
No, man,
All
like I
right,
said,
I got a request, Rocchead. We got a sports channel. I think you and DJ would be good. So when you have time, I want you to come on the sports channel, man.
Y'all don't even remember when we first launched the sports channel. We interviewed Rocchead on the sports.
I don't even remember.
And he said the Steelers was gonna win every game.
He did say that.
He did.
I thought that was on this channel.
But,
I mean, I'm a Steeler man. See, the difference between me and you, I'm not a football fan. I said that then. I'm a Steeler or nothing kind of motherfucker.
yeah,
I can't play fantasy because I want all Steeler motherfuckers.
Yeah, I'm concerned.
So I really don't care about football outside of my Steelers.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I
Cowboy,
put up with it, but
Yeah, you just
Cowboys said the Bengals didn't make the playoffs because the AFC North is too tough.
because they too
very
trash.
true. The AFC North is trash.
No, I
You
said
must be retarded.
I didn't say the AFC North. I said them. I said the Bengals. They leading in
But
passing yards. They leading in receiving yards. They leading in every category and didn't make the playoffs because they
because they
were
got us in Baltimore. And
exactly.
they beat the shit out of y'all, made y'all limp in.
They didn't beat the shit out of us. Not a lot of teams blow us out.
They
We don't.
beat the shit out of y'all and made y'all limp into the playoffs. Y'all limped
We
into the playoffs.
if we limped into the playoffs, what was they
We was
gonna do?
already but I'm just saying, you talking so bad about they punk asses,
Yeah, because they ain't make it, so it don't
but
count.
they
They got
still
no
beat
chance
y'all
of winning the
ass.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, all my dinner party was calling me. Y'all got to beat them right. We got to make sure we get in. Y'all almost didn't get in.
Man, almost don't count.
That's true. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so that don't count. We in. That's all that matters. We got a chance at winning the Super Bowl. Cincinnati don't.
Hold on. You just said Buffalo for the spank y'all ass, and now
I
y'all
said
got a
we
chance.
have a chance. We still got a game to go. Ain't no more games for
but,
Cincinnati.
but you betting against Buffalo. You betting on
I'm
Buffalo.
betting with. That's my money. So look, if I win my money, I'm cool. If my team win and I lose my money, I'm still cool. My team won. We go to the next step. If my team lose, at least I walk away with some money.
Yeah,
It's like
you want them kind of guy. I don't bet
yeah,
against my team.
absolutely, exactly.
I don't bet against my team.
I bet with my mind, man, not with my heart. You know what I mean?
Ain't nothing to
But
do with none of them.
in closing, man, I do want to say, man, I appreciate Kev for letting me come on, ask you some questions. I appreciate you taking my questions, answering my questions. I've told Kev on here plenty of times. Rocchead had the best interview. It's a lot of interviews that was good on here, but none was as captivating, none was as powerful, and there wasn't too many hero stories like the Joe Rocchead story, man. We talked.
I ain't never been number one. Shit, I don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying?
In my book, Rocchead is number one.
But
Everything else,
I need all the maniacs.
and
People
Kev
that know
don't
so
agree with
crazy.
it, but
Now
that's my.
Kev don't agree with that shit. See, Kev hate on me. Kev my partner, but he hate on that shit. Even after Monster, I walk in on him and Monster them, and Monster told all these motherfucking naysayers out there, nigga, it wasn't me, nigga, it was Rocky. He was the one behind that motherfucking wall. I came my Monster mouth, not mine. You know
Nobody
what
else.
I'm saying?
You got to remember, if I'm hating on you and I don't like your interview, why the hell did I invite you to come sit with Monster Code?
He wasn't like that. Not hate like that. I'm not saying like a pure hatred. It's just like, so when you be talking your numbers about who the top ones, and you did a quote on your top five one day, and no, Rocky wasn't top one. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good though. It's good. You
Like,
still my boy. You still my
like
homie.
the
A
first one
lot
to
of
talk
people,
about CCO.
say
Nobody
your
else
interview
do
number
that.
one, but then other people like Monsters, other people like Cutes, other people like AC Moses, the people that can understand him.
See, Q's my guy.
Yeah.
But
Q's my guy.
the Rockettes
Uh,
still number one to me.
I think he brought more passion than anybody. I think Monster Cody. See, what makes Monster so intriguing to me, Monster has a huge credibility in media, and he's well
yeah,
known throughout the
yeah.
country, the world. And so
That's why he got that million for you.
Monster confirmed a lot of other people's reputations. Not that anybody needed their reputation confirmed, but hearing it from Monster makes it that much more incredible to me. And then being an A-Trade gangster, shit, he's our worst enemy, and he sits down with me. So that, to me, that's what makes Monster so good.
And
But the key
He
is,
was
DJ said, there are so many good ones on here.
and the
he was
thing with
special.
Monster was gonna tell you, you know what I mean? Monster not really he wasn't really the type that's gonna leave names out and stuff. He gonna tell you this dude shot this and I shot this dude and you know what I mean? So and people, like that too, but Rockhead had like I said, somewhat like a hero story. It wasn't a lot of interviews where people talked about how they stood up for the people. They didn't let other races do things to black people, and they stood up for the youth. Like he said, he wasn't anybody that didn't want to be up under this didn't have to be up under it. It wasn't no forcing homies to do X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? So Rocchead's story with that alone was just a lot more powerful. You know what I mean?
And look, we could flip it too, because Rocchead popped up on more interviews than anybody. He popped up in Front Hood on Bam's interview. He popped up on Monster Cody talking about prison. He popped up on Big U in the hood on AG in the alley. Rocchead gives credibility to a lot of people too.
Facts.
You know, but I know a lot. I forgot Big U, one of my top guys, man. You know, it's my young homie. I mean, again, it's like I don't get into everybody bullshit, how they feel about different people. I deal with my personal relationship with everybody because my relationship and theirs, that's all I care about. You know what I mean? But I mean, like I said, life is what it is. But Monster was a good man, and I was happy I had the opportunity. That was my first time seeing him in years, and I had the opportunity to sit with him and ask him about the one question I asked him, and he clarified it. You know, and then I like the fact how he let everybody know, nigga, that no, y'all, it wasn't me, nigga. It was Rocchead, the man behind that wall. You know what I'm saying? He kind of cleared some shit up, but Monster always been a straight shooter, a straight talker, a good dude. I said it then, and on thing with Kev, he had one of the most brightest minds I've ever seen. His study and work ethics and studying was ridiculous. You know what I mean? Behind that wall. And obviously he carried on when he got out by writing the books and doing the things he accomplished. You know what I'm saying? So guys, he got a lot of history. You know, Ernest Powell from Venezuela, another one of my top guys, gangster from Venezuela. I mean, so many guys I could name. Rainbow from Far Deuce Broadway was one of my dearest guys. And so many guys I could name that we befriended each other. Well, we literally became brothers. You know what I mean? But I'm most definitely gonna hunt Mumpy down this weekend. Probably call him tonight or tomorrow. Let him know. And me and him got to honor our word and talk to Kev Mac.
You know, you can always tell when a person's having fun on here and it's a good topic. I said we were leaving over 15 minutes ago. We still here going. So y'all, let me know when y'all ready to go.
Is your members still? How many members got on there?
204. 204.
Oh, they in there still. 204. That's what I'm talking about, maniacs. That shit I'm talking about. Hopefully about 200 of y'all there for me though. You know what I'm saying? Kev, you know, he okay, but for me, I like that, you know. Not just fucking with y'all. Yeah. Kev, my guy, y'all. But I'm glad y'all supporting Kev, man. And every now and then one of his things pop up on my phone. I listen to it. You know, but Kev's a good man. Keep supporting what he does, what he stands for, and what he represents. You know, the young fella right here, DJ, his questions, where his mindset is at, his success of being a father, where his kids are at and where they're going. And that's what it should be about, our fatherhood, our motherhood, and really trying to build something different for our youth to make it a tad bit easier than we had it.
RJ88 is an original out of 88 Avalon Garden Projects. He gives it up to Compton. He says his favorite two are Rocchead and Rebo.
Big Rebo. Appreciate it, homie. Big Rebo. Rest in peace.
Man. Y'all ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, man. You know.
Right.
Is your maniacs ready? They want me to get off?
They don't want you to go. They like, we at 205 now. They said stay on Rocchead and keep talking your talk. Rocchead get a kick out of that.
I love it, man. You know, I love a little tension sometime to time. You know, it's so crazy, don't care. I live my shit so simple now. I go to work. I come home. I might go to a bar or two, like a Taco Tuesday or Thursday night football. Sit back, eat some food I like, and enjoy life, man. Flirt. This is enjoy life.
You know
And
what
I,
I
I
just
and I think it's been. I have not been this at peace with myself in a long time, and I'm really at peace. My cousin Jahai, he called, hey Rocky, we're doing the Super Bowl in DR. You going? I said, hell yeah, I'm going. You know what I mean? And it just peaceful. I wanted to go to Thailand for my birthday next week, but I'm gonna push that back to May since I'm going to the DR. It's just peaceful. I'm at a stage in my life, man, that I'm not worried about nothing. I'm not worried about nobody. I'm simple. I never care. I never live beyond by my means. I'm real simple. I ain't never been motivated by materialistic shit. As long as I can pay my bills and support those I want to support, and just live and grow. That's all I care about. I'm really at peace at this stage. So being able, you told me they wanted to see me, man, and being able to get back on here and talk. I'm not sure what part of Thailand. One of my partners, he's working out there now on this island. He's at this island. He's at. He want me to come to this island. He's at. He's that motherfucker's 9-10. So, but I'm gonna get a chance to enjoy all that. But when I went to Portugal, the Portugal was so fucking beautiful, Kev. Oh my God. I started drinking liquor there too. I never drank liquor before, y'all. I did they had the infused gin infused with pear. A gin with infused pear shit was delicious,
Mm.
you know. And it just this gin so much outside of the United States that you can live and see and experience. And we take so many things for granted, but it's so much to live for, man. So to have that opportunity to live and let live, have that opportunity to see things you never thought you would see, get on that 13-hour flight, sit back, watch TV, leg kicked up, get off and you seeing old school buildings and shit like that. I'm really at peace right now, kid. So and coming on here tonight and talking to the young fella and listening to some of the responses, some of your maniacs, it just further tells me, man, I still got a long life to live, man. I got so many more things to accomplish, and my joy is working with the youth and enjoying life at this stage of my life.
Let me see. Have you heard of Chipmunk from A. Trey Hoover that was killed when he was 12? No, I have. NZ Sparrow, good looking out, man. Appreciate you, man. That's good looking. He said, okay, fuck it, Thailand is straight. Dollar to bat ratio, you straight.
What was that?
Somebody in Thailand. The
Oh.
woman probably look a little bit better when the liquor flowing.
No, my boy said he was somewhere in Thailand. He said, Rock, they got them he she's out there so vicious, you better be careful. I'm going to the island. I ain't going nowhere where that motherfucker's at.
Well, he's in San Diego, but he knows about Thailand.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rocky is a passport, bro. He don't tell y'all he's a passport, bro. But if you listen, he's hitting all these spots where it's crack.
I mean, shit. You gotta. That's why I tell you, Kev, Mac, get your passport, man, and get out of here.
I can't
Go somewhere, kick your leg up, man, and enjoy. Wake up in the morning, and that weather, whatever the weather it is, just chill.
Let me say this, man. If I could get a passport, you wouldn't have went to the DR without me, man. That time you was telling me how much fun you had, you went back, I would have been there.
I went back 3 times that year.
Man.
That's crazy.
Last year. Hey, I'm telling you, man, it's DR's. It's like it's a nice place, especially if you're a bachelor.
Man.
It's a nice place when you're married. You go to the resorts. If you're not married, you go to Sasua. You got them bars. You got all that shit out there. Oh, good little casino out there. You just be in heaven.
You
That's
been to
what I'm
Wherever you
Puerto
talking
go.
Rico
about,
yet?
man.
Huh?
Huh?
Actually, that's one of the other places I'm gonna go, but I want to go further out. I don't want anything considered as United States. I want to go out. That's why I want to do
Yeah,
Thailand. I'm gonna do Japan. I want to do Japan. I got one of my boys. He married a Japanese woman out there. I want to do Japan. I really want to get out, man. I want to see some shit. I want to see some shit, be in some shit, and love some shit. And that's
All
what
right,
life is
y'all.
about.
Y'all have a great night, man. Thanks for showing up, Rocchead. Thanks for
Oh, so you saying you're kicking me off now?
I'm kicking myself off. Thanks for the questions, DJ.
All right, then. That's how you feel.
hey man, thank you. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah,
All
because
right.
these long lives, people don't want to rewatch a
All
long
right.
one. I'm
Appreciate
gonna
y'all
clip,
there, man.
I'm gonna clip some parts out of this though. This was good, man.
Good night, y'all.
All right,
Later.
DJ. All right, Mac Heads. Appreciate y'all
Hopefully,
for
I
checking in.
added some to the conversation.
Your feed is tripping, DJ.
But
Your feed super tripping.
the dies, I gotta get another. I gotta get another charger.
It's cool because I'm getting ready to go. I was just gonna ask you, what did you think about Rocchead tonight? Just turn in, have to start from the beginning. Yeah, it's all good, man. Appreciate y'all. Y'all asked for Rocchead, I got him. I can't get everybody y'all asked for right away, but Rocchead was happy to assist us and show up for y'all, man. You know he got love for y'all. All right, Western Ave. All right, everybody. C Note, Rob Moses. Peace. Oh, and thanks for the super chats. And my battery on my phone died. So if you cash at me, I didn't say thank you. Thank you.